Yes, people, welcome to another edition of the ManDem United podcast on Sarcasm City TV, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I am joined again by JV. Like I said, JV would be back. JV, first and foremost, what you telling me? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Had a okay day today. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
it okay?
Football's not been bad. Football's not been that bad over the weekend. So yeah,
No. Football in total hasn't been that bad over the
yeah,
weekend. But
yeah. In
Our
total,
game was absolutely awful, in it. Obviously, seeing Arsenal get beat has been fantastic. Like, we're gonna get on. Well, we already did get
I might
onto
just
that.
we might just have to make a show where we just diss Arsenal fan. You know what I'm
Definitely,
saying?
definitely, we need to make that or make that a regular segment or something. You know, like my
Yeah,
man, what's his face on Talksport? Oh, I forget his name, and he's always bantering Arsenal. I forgot his name, but yeah, he used to have a segment called the Daily Arsenal, and he would just banter
you know what I'm
Arsenal from
saying?
Monday to Friday. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. First and foremost, big up to everybody who is supporting. First and foremost, salute to you all. Everyone now, if you're watching this live or you're watching this back, please make on your way in, hit the like button on the video, share it across all your socials and subscribe to the channel. It is Road to 2K. And we are joined by a special guest, very, very special guest, someone who I've been on their channel. He runs All for United. He's the owner behind that, the brains, the idea behind that. I don't think there's a channel with more content creators on it. Like the group is like the group chat for All for United is like 30 people deep. So that tells you how many people it is in it. And he's also a radio host like myself and JV. So welcome Ben to the show, Mr. Ben Pierce. Welcome
Mate,
to the show.
I look like a lobster today. Look at me in this bedroom. It's ridiculous. How are you doing that? You all right? Thanks for the intro, by the way. That's really kind. Yeah, we're really lucky at All for United. We've got so many amazing content creators, including yourself. JV, you're the only man who hasn't been on. So we'll
I
have to
know,
get you on
man.
at some point, mate. But yeah,
Yeah, man.
it's great. It's a fantastic community. There's some great Manchester United content out there at the moment. You know, people are embracing it more than ever. You know, the Arsenal fan channel content is the one that got the views this weekend, of course. But yeah, it's great to have such a platform where it thrives through the positivity as much as it does the negativity, which is obviously great because you can't live off of negativity all the time. It's not good for you mentally. It's not good for you physically either. So yeah, really, mate, just we are blessed at All for United to have the people we have involved with it. So yeah, thanks for the shout out and the big thanks for the invite, mate. You've been on our channel more than enough, so I had to come and pay you guys a visit at some point.
Yeah, that's only right. Everyone who I have the pleasure of being on their channel, I always try and bring them over here and get it sorted. But the thing is, with United content creators, everybody's always busy. Everybody is always working. So getting people available at the time you're available is tough because a lot of the time people are going live at the exact same time. People shout me and I'd be like, right, I'm going live and they're going live at the same time. So yeah, it's only right. Like I said, All for United, there's at least there's a minimum of 30 content creators in that group chat alone. So it's like I know there's a lot of people. That's
yeah,
what
they're all United fans as well, which is why like the community is buzzing so much. Like, you know, we don't categorize our fans. It's not like we'll only do fan cams or we'll only do shows with certain people. Like if there's opportunities, right, there's 40 of you guys in here. Who wants to be on? Who wants to come and talk about the football club they love? And that's why the uptake is always so high because, you know, we're not trying to stage people up with the topics. We're not going, oh, you hate Pogba, you like Pogba, both come on a show. No, you're a Manchester United fan. Come and talk about Paul Pogba if you want to talk about Paul Pogba. You're a Manchester United fan. Come and talk about Ryder's comments. Like, you know, there's no in between for us. There's no staging. It's you know, we freaking live. Football's a lovely analogy that football's like a religion. It really, really is. Those people who love football and love a football club, it's like having a religion. So it's fantastic that we can bring fans together through our small, and in the hindsight of it, it is a small platform and people just enjoy doing it, man. We've all got a smile on our face and that's so important right now.
Yeah, facts. We all do enjoy it thoroughly. Like even when you get the ball fest that you get in the derby, obviously on Sunday, which we will touch on. Like I said to everyone who's watching right now, please make sure you hit the like button. If you're watching on Twitter on my Periscope, get over to the YouTube Sarcasm City TV, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. It is road to 2,000 subscribers. I never thought I'd be saying that. We only just hit 1.5 last week. So yeah, it's road to 2K. Let's go. Ibrahim Abdi here says big up, salute to you. And Harris also says, salute to Harris, who regularly says, big up Flawless, big up each and every time. But yeah, like I said, the title of this video is what is next in the soap drama that is Manchester United, because we are never far away from drama. It doesn't matter if it's on the pitch, it's off the pitch, or both. there is always some sort of news story going on surrounding Manchester United. So JV, we'll start with you. And obviously, I think there's only one place to start is with the fresh statement from the ever opinionated Mino Raiola. What's your thoughts on it, JV? Let us know.
You know what I honestly think?
Yeah, go on.
I honestly think this man sat down, seeing what's happened in the world with all the corona and that. His bank balance has gone a bit low. He said, right, who can I sell? Who can I cook up a storm for at their club, and who can I sell? Yeah, and make some quick change, because this guy was adamant that it was happening in January. Do you get what I mean? So for me, I think he's tried to cook up a storm. He's gone in his social media kitchen, tried to cook up a storm. You know what I'm saying? And it's not worked. It kind of, for me, him with this new statement now, it kind of shows that maybe we were wrong about Pogba not saying this and not saying that, or not telling him. I think he'll do it anyway. I think he will do it anyway. I think Pogba should have said something to him, but would Raiola have listened? I don't know. You know what I mean? Because he's probably looking at Pogba like money talks. You know what I mean? The money talks, but he's saying you're my piece of money that can't talk. Yeah, I need you to not talk. You know what I'm saying? So for me, he's tried to engineer a move away from the club. He already knows how Pogba's not fancied too much in the English media and by a large section of his own fans. So I think he's tried to engineer a move, tried to start something. It's not caught on. Pogba's not came out sulking or anything. He's came out, you know, I think he's scored and assisted, maybe even in the same time I'm saying this.
He's actually played well. Sorry to cut you off. In the 2 games after that, the West Ham game was the moment of magic that turned the game for us. And then against Leipzig, even though we lost 3-2, he played the pass to Greenwood for Greenwood to win the penalty, and he also scored a goal as well. And then even City, which wasn't a good game, he was still one of the brighter sparks in that game. Put it this way, it wasn't someone who didn't want to be there and wasn't trying. That's what I'd say.
Exactly. And this is where I think he's thought a little bit to himself now, and he's thought, ooh, maybe that didn't go down too well with Pogba. Because, all right, then, we're sat here speculating, in it. But maybe Pogba has said something to him, and he's came out with this statement. So maybe everyone who was clamoring for, Pogba, you need to go to... Maybe he has. Maybe he's not done it publicly, because that's how he is as a person. I don't know. For me, I would prefer to call someone out to their face, or if not to their face, a phone conversation. Do you get what I mean? So maybe he has done that, and this is why Raiola's come out with this new statement. But on the other side, I seen him talking about, you know, he's trying to get him to Juventus. Juventus are trying to offload Ronaldo because his wages are too much. So then why, do you get what I mean? It doesn't make sense them then trying to bring in someone else who is maybe not going to command as much, but he's going to command a lot, and you're going to have him on your books for longer. Because we all know when they got Ronaldo, it's not like Ronaldo was going to be there 10 years, was it? Do you know what I mean? With how football is set up in Italy, Pogba could easily go over there and be playing till he's 37. You know what I mean? That's how Italian football is. So for them to be in the mix for him, I find that quite weird. I also, when I actually sit down and look at it, who would actually want him with the circus he brings? And I don't mean the circus he brings in terms of what he does, because I don't think he actually does anything wrong, Pogba, outside of the football pitch.
You're talking about his agent and the whole media circus that follows him around.
Yes, you know what I mean? I don't think that fits in well at Real Madrid. Not one bit. Not one bit would Real Madrid stand for Raiola and how he acts and everything like that. And then when you go from Real Madrid or Juventus, where else would he really go? So unless this is it might actually have been a very bad contract ploy, or it may have been him. I think he's just tried to play the field. I think he's tried to see what he could get out of the situation. That's as simple as it goes for Raiola.
He's tried to play the field.
On Juventus, like you're spot on about the wage scenario, but I think the one thing we get with Pogba going back to Juventus, and I think the one thing we all forget with Paul Pogba, because if you have an opinion of Paul Pogba off the football pitch and you know the way he handles himself on social media, the amount of marketing he does, the amount of other contracts he's got outside of Manchester United Football Club in terms of commercial value, Paul Pogba is probably one of the most marketable players in world football right now.
Yes.
Like whatever football club he goes to, he's also going to generate that or whatever football club is at, I should say. He's going to generate that football club money. I think we've got to remember that Paul Pogba has a fantastic relationship with the Juventus fans, and he's got a fantastic relationship with the Juventus board. Now, what does that mean for Juventus as a football club? Well, Ronaldo's not going to be there forever. Ronaldo's not going to be able to keep up the consistency that he's keeping up now forever. So if they can get Ronaldo off their books and bring in a Paul Pogba, it's a win-win because you've got a footballer there who's extremely marketable, and they believe Paul Pogba is a world-class footballer who can help take their midfield to the next level. Juventus, their main problems are within their midfield and not their attacking options. Although I think they highly underestimate and underrate how much of an influence Cristiano Ronaldo is. You've just got to look at the mistake Real Madrid made to see evidence of that. They are probably thinking in their head, if we can shift Ronaldo off the books, we can bring in a Paul Pogba, we should still be all right because of the Italian league, how it is, European football, how that's happening for everyone at the moment. Giants are dropping off for whatever reason in this mad world. So they're probably thinking we'll be all right if we just signed a Paul Pogba, and it keeps the fans happy because they love Paul Pogba. So, you know, as much as he'll cost in wages, he'll also make that club a shit ton of money over the next 4 to 5 years if he goes there, and it keeps the fans happy and it allows them to do something different. For me, what frustrates me with Paul Pogba is when we look at where does he go, which you're spot on, JV, and you look at Real Madrid. The only reason why he fits into a Real Madrid team is because he's a Galactico. That's the only reason why, which that model just doesn't work now. You can see that by even the most recent signings Real Madrid have made, and with the whole model that Manchester United went down. It just doesn't work now. My points on Paul Pogba are actually quite clear, and I've made these statements from the very start, and I'll be outlandish with them. I don't think Paul Pogba is a world-class footballer. I think on his day, he's a very good footballer. I think you need to judge world-class players on consistency. Paul Pogba has never been consistent. Now, does that mean that Paul Pogba can't become world-class and can't become consistent? No, he still can. And I think he's at the best club to do that, personally, because if he can really get into this United team and find that level of performance that he has found over the past 2 or 3 games, which I thought he was very good, by the way, against City, putting in mind he was asked to do a job which was quite different to him, and he done it. We nullified them down our left side, down their right side the other day, and that's their main point of attack. People are underestimating how good Pogba and Shaw were at keeping both Walker and Mahrez, who has been probably City's best player so far this season, quiet. So they didn't have a sniff. So I think he's playing really well at the moment. Does he get into all my United teams right now? Yes, he does. Do we build a team around him? No, we build a team around Bruno Fernandes, but Paul Pogba becomes a big part of that. And if he can just be consistent with his performances, I'm not on about man of the match every game, mate. I'm on about 7 out of 10s every game. That's what I want to see. 7 out of 10s every game with him putting a shift in. Then he can become a world-class footballer in his position. And again, I go back to the point, if we sell Paul Pogba, no matter what shit that shitbag Raiola keeps saying, right? Just ignore him as a plank. Whatever he keeps saying, doesn't matter. Paul Pogba, when we bring in a fantastic defensive midfielder, if we let Pogba go, we'll be sat here saying, could you imagine how good Paul Pogba would be in this United team? And that's the problem we've got by turning around and wishing fate on selling Paul Pogba. No matter how much the old school fan, or even me as a football fan, hates seeing what his agent is doing and hates seeing the fact that Pogba clearly doesn't also have the balls to come out and go, no, my agent's talking shit. I love Manchester United. It's just not going to happen. It's a real world now. So, yeah, sorry, I've gone on there a little bit. But
no, it's fine. That's why you're on the show, Ben. Get it off your chest. You know what I'm saying? Get it off your chest. Swear words and all that. This is ManDem. This is how things run at Sarcasm City TV. Everything goes. You know what I'm saying?
It's just one of those, isn't it? It's like, look, people talk about... People talk about people having agendas with Paul Pogba, but I think you've got to judge him on what he does on a football pitch, and it hasn't been good enough, and it's not been consistent enough for me to suck up to him being a world-class footballer. I mean, I don't know what JV thinks of that. I don't know what you think of that, but for me, I'm not here sitting, we need to keep him because he's world-class. I'm sat here saying that we need to keep him because he can still become world-class, and because we don't want to tempt fate with a player who could be that good in that position when we make the adjustments to the rest of this team and the spine, because he can still play a great role in this team.
And that's it. You touched it a nail on the head there. I don't mind people saying, when people talk about his on the field performances, I'm with that. Where I have issues with is when people start talking about him off the field. That's the issue. That's the issues I have. On the field, if you say he's not been good enough, he's been inconsistent, I will never argue that. I'm a big fan of Paul Pogba. I think he's a massive talent. I believe he's a world-class talent. But has he been good enough on the pitch? No. But when people start talking about his off-the-field antics, that's when I'm like, you have an agenda, because that's nothing to do with anything. That doesn't affect his performances in the slightest. This is someone said in the comments, which we'll get to, about Raiola having United fans on strings, and he does. But the reason why I pay zero attention to Raiola, because it has zero impact on Paul Pogba's performances on the pitch. The same way Paul Pogba getting a new haircut has zero impact on his performances. The same way him dancing on social media has zero impact. I care about what you do on the football pitch. As a talent, you have it all as a central midfielder. Long range passing, short range passing, right foot, left foot, great in the air, physically great, get me strong. So it's like, yes, I expect more from you. But have you been given, similar to Ollie, have you been given the best possible platform to succeed? No. But I look at it, actually, ironically, like the City model, when they were at their most successful period and they had Fernandinho and they had Silva and they had De Bruyne. I think we're Fernandinho away from being absolutely amazing. And I put down Ollie that people doubt. People say they can't play together. Why all of a sudden can't Manchester United play two attacking midfielders? Imagine Pogba and Bruno. So you're not taking away from where Bruno is and the impact he's having. And you take some of that burden off Bruno being one of our best attacking outlet, and play him next to Pogba. If you put Zayn and Didi, who I'm a fan of there, imagine those three in the midfield. And then you have a manager who wants the players to keep the ball. And look at the attack we have. Get me, whatever formation you want to play, whether it's two up top or you want to play a three and you have Rashford, Greenwood, Martial, Cavani. You have those four to choose from. And adding on top of that, you also have Donny. And then adding on top of that, you also have Tellers now from left back. So you have multiple options to choose from. And this is why I'm so critical of Ollie. At the same time, I praise him for doing a good job of improving the squad. I don't think Manchester United are that far away, especially when we're 5 points off top with a game in hand.
We're in the title race this year. No one can tell me otherwise. We're in the title race this year. I don't care what anyone says.
We are in a title race with a manager.
We could lose. We could lose on Thursday, which I don't think we will do. And when you talk about what happens next in a Manchester United soap opera, that could be what happens next. And like a soap opera, it ends with the duff-duffs or whatever it is that they do on EastEnders. Literally, like if we lose to Sheffield United, I don't even want to tempt fate. I'm not even going to say it, but you know they haven't won this season. They've obviously got 1 point, and it would be the fire to the storm that just happens at this club at the moment. But I think what you're saying there about being at that central defensive midfielder away, I think you're absolutely spot on. I think you need to. The problem is we've shoehorning in so many attacking players, and this is why we've not seen Van der Beek, Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes in the same team properly. And we've seen it with Matic, and that's it. I think you've got to trust your spine. If you're going to litter that team with attacking players, you just have to trust your spine. And I think the problem is at the moment, Ollie doesn't have a spine that he does trust. And that's the problem we've got. You can't play Scott McTominay as a defensive midfielder. Fred can't play as a lone defensive midfielder. Matic hasn't got the legs anymore. So where's your spine? Where's your cover for a Maguire and a Lindelof? And also in terms of a striker, you need a striker who is actually going to work hard. And Martial's just not there. So I think it's one of those. And obviously we're also compromising on the right or left-hand side because one of those flanks are going to be exposed because we don't have a proper out-and-out winger who can do both the job offensively and defensively. So the spine of the team isn't set up. There's just such an imbalance there.
And that's what it is. And I agree with you in terms of being the imbalance. But the thing is, I think that easy solvable problems. It's not like we don't know what the issue is. I don't think you look at us like I've said this before, Manchester United and Arsenal are the same. The only difference between us is the fact that we have the talent on the pitch to get us out and win us games. You know what I mean? They hate their owners, we hate our owners. They hate their board, we hate our board. They're 50-50 on their manager, we're 50-50 on our manager. It's the exact same scenario, apart from the fact that we have individual players who can win us football matches at any given moment. Someone called us, I was on a stream, and someone called Manchester United Moments FC, and I laughed. And then I thought about it, and I was like, that's what we are. Because at any given moment, at any combination of our top quality players can click into gear and win us the game. I think
there's also nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
People
there's
use that
nothing
as a
wrong with that.
negative. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that either. I mean, at the end of the day, some games you're going to win beautifully, and other games you're going to win off the back of a moment. And look, I will take a 1-0 win against Sheffield United on Thursday with an own goal off the defender's arse in the 90th minute. I don't care at the moment. We just need to win football games. That's what's important right now.
We need to win football matches. Then I'm okay with us winning games in moments. The issue I have is, imagine if we can win games in moments more often. Imagine we had a set way and style of playing, how effective we could be if we dominated the ball. The fact that we're in a title race and we have a manager who hasn't picked the same team twice in over 100 games tells you all you need to know. The fact that I've said this, I think with a quality operator in charge, I think United are currently top of the league right now. Look at some of the games, like I said, we click into gear. West Ham, I say, is a prime example of we were terrible for an hour, 65 minutes, and then all of a sudden we scored three of the best goals I've seen all season. I keep saying this. You won't see 3 goals from the same team, 3 better goals from the same team in a Premier League game all season. Them goals were phenomenal. And I look at it and I'm like, imagine what it would be like if we dominated the ball and there was a way of playing, etc. And I think if you're a top manager, you're looking at that Manchester United side and you're thinking, this isn't too far away. You mentioned it. You mentioned it when you spoke about the imbalance, where a winger away, yes, a centre back, a holding midfielder. That's 3 players.
Quality
like,
striker. I've said this before. I think if Harry Kane is a Manchester United player, we win the Premier League. I think that's the influence a world-class number 9 makes on your team, because he doesn't just play for the players around you. He knows what to do. He has that killer instinct, like we say, for moments, to win you a game 1-0, to win you a game 2-1. And I think that's really important. And also, just quickly, Florence, on what you're saying there, put it this way, right? You say we would be top of the league if we had someone, a world beater who was in charge of this club. I think you look at the table now. If we had played our game in hand by now and won it, we'd be top of the league.
Yeah.
See, so that's possible.
So even with Ollie, we're there. And look, hopefully, fingers crossed, there's a draw between the top 2 clubs who I can't stand, which are Tottenham and Liverpool. Hopefully there's a draw between those 2 in the week. And literally, if we can keep winning games with that game in hand, we'll be top of the league. And look, it could all come to pot. We could lose games between now and that game in hand. And that's the problem here. We could do. Everything's make-believe. But also, with the way this league is going, so are Liverpool, so are Tottenham, so are Chelsea, so are Leicester. Like that Leicester team we saw the other day against Brighton was a completely different Leicester team that we've seen this season in parts. Like, even they've been poor in parts. And people are like, can they get a surprise title challenge on the go? No one's talking about United having a title challenge at all. Yet we are there. So
and you know what?
That tells you all you need to know about people rating the manager. Before you go, JV, though, hey, people in the comments, we're going to get to the comments after JV's next comment. Get them likes up, though. Please, first and foremost, let us know how many likes we're on. Secondly, hit the like button and subscribe. And thirdly, please, mods, do your job and put the All for United YouTube link in the comments as well, so people can go subscribe to All for United also. Go on, JV.
No, I was just going to say that's a very good point what Ben made about us not being in the media's eye. We're not in a title race. And do you know why that is? Because this is the same media who has slated us for how long, who have said we're so far away from a title race. Because I've heard that many a times on Sky Sports, and I see this United team's miles away from the title race. This. So they can never admit, they will never be able to sit there and say we're in a title race until we're second. And even if we were second and the other team was like 8 points ahead, they'll be like, you know what, they're in second, but they're not going to make it. No, we're in whatever position we're in, and we're in touching distance of everyone else, and they're still not saying it because they can't, because they've already shown the hand, they've already shown the cards. You get what I mean? The media is 100% against Manchester United. It's almost as if, with Liverpool and City doing what they've done over the past few years and then being our main rivals, they're trying, and I've fought this for a while now, they're trying to wipe out everything that we've done. They're trying to wipe out all the past achievements. They're trying to, they'll say to you, oh, Bruno Fernandes is one hell of a player. They still won't like credit Man United for that, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just all Bruno.
It's all Bruno. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's one of them. So, like, with us where we're being, I'm pretty happy for them to not say we're in a title race.
Because that's just the pressure off. It does keep the pressure off.
Yeah, it's that little bit of pressure there is probably something that Ollie's never been in that position. If Ollie was in like title races every year while he's been here, there or thereabouts, it's different. But Ole to be so bad how he is, and he's the worst manager. And I'm one of the people who thinks he's not the best manager. But for how the media has gone at him and his team and all his players, and then for us to be in this position, it just shows that I really don't think a lot of them, whether they are able to say what they really think or whether they're just following a script. Because I think there's a concurrent script with a lot of the, especially Sky Sports. The only one on there who don't follow no script is Evra. Evra says,
we're gonna get into Evra's comments in it. Before we get through all our comments, then we need to touch on Patrice Evra because
quickly about the comments. Is Ahmad your guy? Is a moderator? I think
Ahmad's my guy. Yeah.
I just want to hit on. I want to hit on one thing. He's told me that I'm miles off. Pogba is world class. He's our only world class player at the club.
No,
he's not our only world-class player at the club. Bruno Fernandes is probably, if we're going to talk about there being an only world-class player at the club, it's him. You don't do what he does consistently and not be touted as a world-class player.
Then. But I think.
Oh, Flawless, you've lagged out. Go on, David.
I look at it. I think there's a difference between like I'm a back.
Yeah. No, all I was going to say. See the first game what Bruno played, yeah? Bruno was playing deep in it, not his position. Imagine we play Bruno in that position, yeah, for the 3 or 4 seasons, however Pogba's been here. His outlay would be pretty much the same, yeah? What I'm saying is Bruno is world class, yeah, there's no doubt in that. But Bruno has came to United, for me, at the right time. Mm-hmm. If we get Bruno when we've got like Schneiderlin and like Herrera and Fellaini and this player and that player, Bruno will not be able to be the player he is.
Yeah, but JV, this is my problem. Why? So this wasn't me comparing Pogba and Bruno. This was me responding to a comment. Why is it whenever we talk about world-class players at our football club, or we have a chat about Pogba or Bruno's name gets mentioned somewhere along the line when we're having discussion, we're pitching the two up against each other? They don't need to be. These are two completely different footballers.
I'm not even pitching them against each other. I'm using this as a comparison to show that Bruno has been given everything he needs in order to succeed. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He's been given a better platform. I agree with that. I've said
that. He's been given the whole better platform. He's got a player in Pogba who could play next to him. But this is maybe down to some managerial naiveness. He's played a lot deeper. Pogba has played a lot deeper. But I think you actually get more out of Bruno if he's got someone that good next to him. Mm-hmm. He does. What we've seen from Bruno a bit is what we've seen from Pogba a few years ago, but Bruno doesn't seem to get the same criticism. But where you see Bruno, we've seen it plenty of times. Bruno gives away the ball a lot, and that's how it's perceived. But I'm not perceiving that as him giving away the ball a lot. I'm perceiving that as he's having to create everything. Do you know what I mean?
Happen.
Yeah, he's trying to have to make everything happen. He's trying to bring this person in, that person in. He almost, like every move, he's trying to start it and then be there when it's being finished. Do you get what I mean? You shouldn't actually have to do that. That's why you get every now and then, like every 5 games, we get like a Bruno game where he's really quiet, but he'll still probably get an assist or he'll still probably get a goal, but he's not had that same impact on the game, if that makes sense. Do you get what I mean? And that just shows how good he is. But this is where I'm saying with Pogba, if Pogba was given a similar platform, I think he would be able to showcase it. That first game where we had Bruno playing and he was playing deep, and I think he swapped with Pereira, didn't he? Something like Pereira went into the 10 and Bruno.
Yeah.
But that's what Pogba has been doing for so long. And if you look at that first game, how many people were on to, he's a flop, he's a fraud, blah, blah. He gets moved into his proper position with a proper, I won't say a proper midfield, but a functioning midfield at least, yeah? And he's able to show what he can show. This is why I honestly believe if we implement everything properly for Pogba to be able to do that, and I'll even throw Van der Beek in there, we need to formulate a plan where all of these can play. You know what I mean? You don't have like those old classic Barcelona teams where you'd have like Xavi, Iniesta, Deco, Edmilson. You've got like 4 quality players. These are all playing enough games, enough minutes, because being implemented properly. There's a pattern. Do you know what I mean? Look at Madrid. team who won the Champions League how many times in a row? They had Modric, Cruz, Casemiro, Isco. You know what I mean? That's 4 players that they all played equally. Do you get what I mean? Because there's a system and there's something to be implemented, and that's what I think is actually wrong with us. Because I honestly think Bruno could go from us, and we'd have the same problem again. Because it's not that Bruno has. I honestly think Bruno has come in. He's at the right platform, but he's done what he knows he can do. He's been able to do that. Van der Beek is far away from being able to do that. Pogba is far away from being able to do that. Although they're changing it up a bit now, where he's getting a bit more involved further up the pitch. Do you get what I'm saying? So
this is what I was saying though, JV. For me, this is my thing with Pogba. Just because I don't think he's a world-class player right now, as I've said, I think he's got world-class ability. I think the way he shrugs off defenders, the way he holds up the ball, the way he can pick out a pass, there is no doubt about it. The kid is so talented. He's got world-class ability. For me, though, you need to have some form of consistency about your game to be labelled a world-class player. Also, that term, world-class, a bit like legend, it just gets thrown about way too much. Like, we need to start talking about, we can't turn around and go, Ronaldo, Messi, world-class footballers, and then go, Paul Pogba's a world-class footballer. Like, it's not the same bracket of player. Now, I understand people play in different positions, and you can only play off the back of the platform that you are given. You are spot on. Paul Pogba never had a team built around him from day one. I believe that, and he should have. And Bruno Fernandes should be a piece to the bigger jigsaw that was built around Paul Pogba back in the time. That's where we've got a big problem within the club around recruitment. I completely agree. But my
just a quick one. I just think that what you said spot on. If that is built around Pogba and then Bruno comes in, our midfield would now be perfect.
Exactly, and we would already have that defensive midfielder. That attack line would be perfect. Like we would be there. Bruno should be the final piece to the jigsaw, not the first point of the jigsaw. And that's the problem that we're in with terms of recruitment of the state of the club. My point I was coming back to was the fact that Ahmad said that Pogba's the only world-class player at this club. Now this has got nothing to do with Paul Pogba or my judgment on Paul Pogba. This has got to do with the fact that there is no one in world football right now more consistent than Bruno Fernandes. It's as simple as that. And Bruno Fernandes, if we're going to call anyone right now world-class, a world-class footballer right now, world-class player in our squad, it's Bruno Fernandes. You can have your opinion on Paul Pogba being world-class if you want to, but you need to also, and I'm not saying you haven't here, JV, if that is your opinion of Paul Pogba, whatever, but in terms of just the comment alone, you need to be able to back that up, because when it comes to Paul Pogba being the only world-class player at our club, it's just not true. It just isn't true.
No, it is, bro. You see, anytime if you come on here again and Ahmed says something, take it with a very heavy pinch of salt.
No, I just love it. I love the debate. I think the debate's brilliant. And I think it's brought out the fact that the bigger problems lie here with the recruitment. The bigger problems lie here that for some reason fans love to pitch our best players up against each other. Bro, let's enjoy watching them together. Like, let's hope that they can find this beautiful partnership together, which brings the best out of both of them, which means that they're both world class. And if they're both world class, Manchester United win trophies. That's what we want. That's all that freaking matters. Like, you know, this is a problem with, like, you know, and it's always the way with fan channels, lads. You know what it's like, people sounding off in comments. It gets you into a right whirlwind of a conversation. But yeah, that's my point on that. And I don't know if you want to go to some other comments so I can blow steam as well.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's great. But like you said, Ahmed, and the community over here are very opinionated. Like, more often than not, they do disagree with me and or JV, and we go through this often. So
there's even people in the comments saying Bruno isn't world class. What are you on?
But you gotta understand. But again, the thing is with the term world class, because it depends on your metric and what's the word I'm looking for? What's your criteria to hit that? That's what it is. It's all about, but some people's criteria is not necessarily consistency. It might just be a talent thing. It might be a talented thing. For me, it's a mix of both, because you mentioned Messi and Ronaldo. To me, they've transcended world class. Like, they're a level above that. They're God tier to me. Because if you compare,
my point on that, if we're judging world class on talent, right? Yeah. Talent alone. Oh my God, some of the names that we can throw in the conundrum here. Like, it's not even an argument to be had. You could literally have a world-class 11 of footballers. Like, for instance, Ravel Morrison. Everyone says that he is the most talented footballer. If you watch all the legends of the game who played for Manchester United, will tell you that Ravel Morrison is the most talented footballer they have ever seen.
Yes.
I mean,
Exactly.
where do we take that opinion from a fan, from a pundit, from a professional? Like, I get what people are saying. Like, yeah, of course, we build our own bollards for footballers we love, but let's not get that term mixed up. If we're going to call someone a world-class footballer, they've got to be world class at something. They've got to be the best in their position. Like,
I think they have to be. I agree. They have to be consistent. Number one. Two, they also have to be talented. And then I think there's a difference as well. I think you can have players who ain't necessarily world class, but I go through world class form. Obviously, if they do that over a 2, 3, 4 year period, they're world class. But we all know players who have that one season, and that one season, that player was absolutely phenomenal. It's like he's the next best thing. He's this, he's that.
Michus.
And then the next season, you'll fall off type of thing. So it's all about your metric. Like I said with the Messi and Ronaldo thing, I don't see them as world class. I put them in God tier because if you compare,
you know what it is. I actually put them like I would talk about a retired. Like
legends. They haven't even retired.
You're already there. Like no one can even debate that. You know what I'm saying?
Even if you fall off for the rest of your career, like you've already cemented your legacy. So comparing anyone to those two is because their consistency and their world-class talent is ridiculous. Like we haven't seen no 10, 15-year runs like them. Even if you look at your Ronaldinho's, your Brazilian Ronaldo's, yes, world-class players, but they weren't doing it for 10, 15 years. But that's a whole nother debate.
Do you know what it is though? With Pogba, I actually just think the only thing he does have to add is the consistency. If
I agree. Yeah.
If Pogba adds consistency to his game, I actually think he would be an equal asset as Bruno is to us.
I think he could be better. I think he could be better because I really think that Paul Pogba on his day, he can do everything. And that's what I mean. Like the boy has, oh my God, unbelievable ability. And if you listen to any pros around him, I mean, Scott McTominay the other day came out and went, what the stuff Paul Pogba does on the training pitch, you wouldn't believe. Like we stand there in awe of him all the time. And it's not just the things he does in terms of skill and, technique. It's the way he tackles, the way he can win the ball back as well. Like he can do all these things, which is why Ollie perseveres in playing in a 2 because he does like to show him that trust. It's just about him transporting that from the training field to the pitch and becoming that more, as you consistently rounded player, I think. As I said, don't want 10 out of 10s from him every game, nor do I expect that from Bruno Fernandes. We just want solid 7 out of 10s every game, or the majority of games over a season. Because if we get out of every player, we win football matches and we win trophies, and that's what matters the most.
And that's what it is. And the thing is with Pogba, because we've seen it, like I spoke on players before having it. That season, the last season, he was fully fit and he just topped the charts for everything. And then even the run when Ollie actually got the job when he was interim, he was phenomenal in that period. So I personally, and I think other people look at those 2 periods and go like, there is something there. Lauren here says, pray for the Arsenal. Yeah, you just need God, Allah, everybody,
Jesus,
Jesus. Everything, yo. He says, Mino Raiola. Yeah. He says, Mino Raiola got United.
Did you see Troops grabbing the microphone off?
Oh, man. Let's talk about that.
We were in stitches over that yesterday, me and Flawless, for 20 minutes just laughing on the train.
Can I also say, by the way, sorry to butt in, Troops is one of the most loveliest guys I have met through doing fan content, by the way, just so everyone knows. So this is in no way a diss to him, but oh my God, when he goes off I think a bit like, do you know Deontay Wilder has a bronze bomber personality and Alan Babbage has the savage, when something goes, when Troops is talking about Arsenal, he is Troops and he can flick.
He's a legend. I've never met him. I hope to meet that guy one day, but he is a legend. YouTube, this whole YouTube footballing community. He's in the GOAT tier. He's in that Messi and Ronaldo tier. He's in the GOAT tier of YouTube.
He's solidified type of thing. Like Troops is Troops. D'Angelo here says Mino Raiola got 1 second. My laptop moving slow. Mino Raiola got United fans and United management on strings. Yo, that's United fans for not all of us, but we just like to be easily offended.
Do you know what it is? We're the worst. We're probably the worst fan set for him to have because for how he operates, it will get United anyway because we just take anything in. We take bring out a story tomorrow. Yeah, someone can bring out a story tomorrow and say Paul Pogba isn't really 6 foot something. he's been wearing sports. And a lot of fans will be like, I knew it. You know what I mean? It's like, we have to start thinking about and looking at what's going on. Do you get what I'm saying?
This is why I don't. This is why two things. This is why I don't get mad about what gets said outside the club, because, like I said, I don't think it affects performances on the pitch. And like I said, these type of conversation, like this conversation we're having now, what we've been having for 40 minutes, there's no way we could have this constructive conversation on social media. Social media is not for that. There's no way you can get all these points across in 140 or 160 characters without. Imagine us three having this conversation and you have 10 other people butting in and saying, well, he said this, he meant that. I say this all the time. Social media is not built for that. It's built for platforms like this where you can express it. Because even though we've been 40 minutes, there's so much more we could delve into regarding this topic. So it's like, that's how it is. I don't think Pogba should have said anything to him, to be honest. Raiola was doing his job. If you're doing something that has so many people rattled and hate you, you must be doing something right. I don't know about that. It's one of them. Shout out Ronan. He says, hey guys, salute. Kishan says, I want Pogba to leave for all this drama to end, but he is giving his all. He was a catalyst for the near comeback against Leipzig and was the catalyst for the win against Southampton. That's why I said. Harris says, shout out to Harris. He says, what do you think United will have to do this season for Pogba to sign a new contract? I think he'll sign it regardless.
We shouldn't have to do anything. If he's happy playing football here, he wants to win trophies here, sign a deal.
I honestly believe he is. I genuinely believe he is. He wants to play.
Do you know what it was, JV? At the start, so in the summer, news dropped that Pogba was actually about to sign a new contract for United. I don't know what happened since then to now, but it just didn't happen. For whatever reasons, it just didn't happen. He was very, very happy in the summer to sign a new contract. So I don't know. Is this Raiola coming out trying to get a bit more commission on a new contract? Is this Pogba going, well, now's a chance to put me in a shop window? Where could I go? Oh, if no one wants me, I'm going to stay. What is this? Who knows?
But one thing is,
Raiola a genius at doing what he does. That's about it.
Oh yeah, he is. He's an absolute genius in how he markets his players and does these things, because in the end, he probably will end up getting more money if he stays or whatever, or if he gets him a big move. Raiola himself more money. But the thing what I think is with the whole, he would, because I heard that as well, that in the mid-season, in the break, he was going to sign a new contract, or there was one there. But this is where fans now have to question themselves, because we know how ridiculously bad we are at transfers. Yeah. So do you not think that translates over to negotiating contracts with our own players? Because I honestly believe that will be a part of it. A part of Pogba's moans and groans at United, if he actually does have any, will be down to the poor negotiation. I can guarantee you right now, there's things he would have been promised that haven't happened.
Yeah.
There's certain, like, I don't know, even like they would have probably even agreed a gentleman's agreement handshake. Yeah, you'll be on this much when you get your new contract. It's probably come to it and then it's not happened. Do you know what I mean? So there's you can't sit there, fans, and say, oh, get Woodward out, he's terrible with transfers, but then turn a blind eye to then what is maybe making Pogba or his agent be like this. Because first and foremost, if anyone's going to be mad about that, it will be his agent. His agent will be a lot more mad at not being promised something than Pogba would. Do you get what I mean? Because Pogba might be thinking, all right, then I can maybe negotiate. And his agent's probably saying, no, they promised you this, they promised you that. So we can't sit here and say, oh, Woodward is terrible at negotiating, but then not be surprised when it affects us internally. Because, yeah, that will be a big part of it. I have no doubts in my mind that will be a big part of his gripes and his groans, if there are any, will be down to how we negotiate. Because there's no way that this is just all on the back of him. There's a lot that he would have been promised. And I just think certain people at the club have failed. All right, I'll put it to you like this. If someone like Pogba has to leave because of his grievances with the club, and this is someone who's already been at the club, this isn't a Falcao, this isn't a Di Maria. This is someone who's already been here before under different regimes, seen how it's ran, loves the club, came through the reserves. So then if he has to leave, that should ring alarm bells if it doesn't already, because that's someone who knows the club. He's not come here.
The biggest disappointment for Pogba, knowing how much he loves United and knowing how much he wanted to come back and sign for a club for the future project, the biggest disappointment is going to be 4 years, 2 trophies.
Yeah, it will be.
He's going to be gutted about that. Like that's not what he envisaged when he signed for the club at all.
Exactly. That would have been the absolute worst case scenario.
Yeah, 100%.
When he would have signed, and then that's all. These are things which people have to take into their thinking when they're thinking of the situation. But obviously, if you've already got a preconceived campaign against Pogba, like some people do in the media and the fan base, they're not even going to look into that, or they'll turn a blind eye to it, or in the head they'll go, yeah, it probably is that, but they won't say it. Do you get what I mean? So that's where I stand on all of that.
I hear what you're saying. We'll keep going through some of the comments. Ronan says, love Pogba, but love United more. I think we all love United more than any player. I've said this before. Pogba's my favorite player currently at Manchester United. If he left, would that stop me supporting Manchester United and wanting to see Manchester United win trophies? Absolutely not. I've seen my favorite players, a lot of my favorite players leave this club. It's like, all I'm concerned about, Ben's mentioned it a couple of times, is Manchester United winning trophies. That's it. That's my main priority. I don't care about being right. I want to be, I've said this many a time, I want to be wrong about Oli. I want to be wrong about everyone who's Oli in. I want you to be right so badly. I'm not interested in being right. I want my team to be successful. United haven't been in a title race in 7 years. We haven't won a major trophy in 7 years. We're now out of the Champions League again. I want us to be going far deep into the Champions League competition again. So that's what I'm concerned about. And hopefully we are going in the right direction. I don't think we're really that far off, but that's just me. Here, Omar Mali says, yes, my bros, salute to you. D'Angelo also says he could go anywhere. LOL, Pogba Watson to every team in the world. He's not someone a run-of-the-mill baller. I agree with that. Omar Mali's right. Smash the likes, people, and share the video. The numbers have just gone up. Let us know how many likes we're on, please. Ronan says, would hurt to see him go somewhere else and smash it. Yeah, it would. That would be the worst thing.
Yes.
That'd be the worst.
I think it's a given. I think anywhere he goes, his level goes up, he smashes it. I don't think he will go anywhere else and struggle, because I don't think that anywhere he goes has the internal problems. You have to look, if he's going to a big club, the big clubs have all of those things set in stone. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think his struggles are not being played in the correct system. That's it. I don't think he has any more struggle at a club. Do you get what I mean? So,
but also JV as well. You if Pogba joins the team now, no matter what team that is, they build their midfield around Paul Pogba. It's as simple as that. So he gets that platform straight away.
Exactly.
It's facts. And this is I agree. United Daily here says, why can't we have 2 8s? Why? And I've said this from the jump. People always comparing the two. I'm like, how come every other team can have 2 attacking midfielders, but it comes to big Manchester United, and all of a sudden we have to play 2 DMs? I've had this argument mainly with Manchester United fans who were telling me we need 2 DMs. Why do we need 2 DMs? United are top heavy in terms of attack. We are top heavy, so let's just go for it. Like old school Newcastle did. It's like, we might.
I was going to say.
Yeah, old school Newcastle. We might lose some games 4-3, but we'll win some games 4-3. Why not? We are top heavy in attack, so let's go for it. Go on, JV.
You see, with how our team's set up right now, with our defensive deficiencies, and the manager himself, it would actually make more sense if he went with a bit of a gung-ho Kevin Keegan type of approach. You know what I'm saying? With a Kevin Keegan curly perm approach. Not you know what I'm saying? We want that type of, I'll have him, you know, when he's going at Fergie, that type of, because that's, you know what, you have to rate Keegan for that, you know. That comes from Keegan being an attacking player, himself, which Oli is, and then him seeing, like, whoa, our defense probably isn't the best, but look at what we have. So let's make the most of what we have. That's one thing we don't do. We don't make the most of what we have. We try to almost think about what the other team's doing. And I think that's a bad precedent. That's something that Moyes brought in. I remember Ferdinand or someone saying something about that, where it was like the pre-match ring, and Moyes is talking about the other team all the time, where he's like, whoa, we're not used to that. You know what I mean? We're used to being told what we can do and how we can impact them. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I think Oli is actually going a bit wrong. It would make more sense if he went every game, said, you know what, 4-3-3, I'm just going to, you know what I mean? I'm going to go with my attack, my midfield. And if he said to, you know, if we play a 4-3-3, very attacking, we probably don't need our wing backs to attack as much. So then we'll actually probably be a little bit more defensive, which would then play into what he wants. There'd be more balance. At the moment, we look like someone who's took a bit of a beating and we're too scared to throw the first punch in case we get knocked out. Do you get what I mean?
Do you know what? You hit the nail on the head, JV, there. He thinks too much. Yes. And he does. Ollie's not a bad man manager. He's also not a bad tactician. He's also not a bad manager in general. But he thinks way too much. And I think that's the problem there, like you say. He's overthinking the trust he has for the spine of this team. And that's why he doesn't play that the 2-8s or the 2-8s in the 2-6 roles or whatever, and doesn't trust them to go about it, because he doesn't trust. He thinks that he cannot trust the spine of that team to be able to do the job if he goes too offensive and if United don't win that midfield battle. And I think the hypocrisy of part of that with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is that he clearly doesn't trust his team by not selecting those players week in, week out, altering formations, etc. Yet when he talks about the Manchester United team he wants, all he does is talk about how we attack. And it's just like, well, you talk so much about how you want us to become this attacking unit, but you play the players to stabilize the defensive aspect of your team. And that's where I'm coming from. I don't think it's because he's a bad manager. I think in some cases he thinks too much. And I think the biggest example of that is Leipzig, because he completely overthought that by switching out that formation. He needs to stick with a formation, make sure every player knows their job, and just keep that going. Just keep that going. Keep it consistent.
Die on your sword. Yeah, like that's what it is. Like, die on your sword. Go out on your way. If your way is defensive, either be successful or be sacked being defensive. If your way is offensive and that's the way you want to play, go out. Either you be sacked being offensive or be successful being offensive. The issue I have also with the defenses is now 3 of that back 4 is now your signings. So what is going on? You sign Wan-Bissaka, you sign Maguire, now tell us. So how do you not trust the defense when 90% of the back 4 is now you, or 75% actually for you mathematicians out there? I think that's right.
Well,
that's your team. That's your defense. Go on, JV. Go on.
No, you're right. It was 75%. But here's the thing as well. How many managers, in world football, batter a team 5-0, and the next time you play them, you go defensive? That makes no sense. That makes zero sense. I'm telling you now, the next time Mourinho comes to play us, after they did that to us, he's going to try it again. He will try it again. He's not daft enough to think I'll get another 6, but he'll think, right, I'll try that same recipe again, and it might get me a 3, it might get me a 3-1. Do you know what I mean?
Might give me a 4. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it might get. You know what I mean? So
I get what you're saying.
Like what we've been saying for a while now, Flawless. It's confidence, but then Ben hit the nail on the head there as well. It's also overthinking, because like he did the same with PSG. You literally brought out a formation and you beat them. And don't get me wrong, that was 2-1, but I'd say you beat them well. That might
have the Fred situation completely overthought. I can trust him. Can I trust him? Yeah, I think I can trust him. Let's keep him on. I can trust him. Yeah, let's keep him on. Let's go with it. Everyone knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, I said it. You know what it is as well? Because you know what it is? It's the type of player Fred is as well. So Fred's not someone who is always going to be making the cleanest tackle. Do you get what I mean? It's like, for me, if that was Paul Scholes back in the day and he got a yellow and it's that time in the game, I'd be like, yo, you've got to take him off. Do you know what I mean? You know that this player's not the best tackler, or he doesn't put himself in the best situations to tackle, so then he's a liability. Do you get what I mean?
Know players' temperaments, and it's like a prime example of that is in the away game we had, if I remember correctly, McTominay got booked early and he kept McTominay on. We ended up winning the game. McTominay played well, one of our most impressive wins. So it's like, all right, you can do that with McTominay because that's the type of player he is. He'll pull his foot out of a tackle. Fred, and this is not a disrespect, I'm a big fan of Fred. As soon as it happened and he got booked, I said, take him off then. Don't even wait for half time. You've got away with it. You've got away with one. Take him off. And the thing is, I think if that game remains 11 versus 11, Manchester United, I'm not saying we win. I say we get the point we need and go through. And that's my biggest criticisms of Oli. Things of that nature is that it's not difficult decisions that he's getting wrong. That's a simple decision.
He's overthinking it.
It's over. You know what it is with the overthinking as well, which does my head in. And I keep saying it as well, and it's like, why do you keep saying it? Every time Greenwood scores, he'll be like, it's the most natural finisher at the club. So it's like, play him up front then. Play him through the middle. literally had Martial and Cavani out the other day. He's got him out wide.
I didn't get that. Why? I don't understand why Rashford was up top and Greenwood was out wide. Surely you switch that round and you have Rashford on the left and Greenwood up top. I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, just play him through the.
And then as soon as Rashford got in the position, he misses.
He's literally screamed it since this kid has come on the scene. He's the most natural finisher. You know, when he said that at first, I took that in and I was like, he's the most natural finisher of the players we've got. And I thought, don't get me wrong, Martial's maybe not been that ice cold this season, but you give me Martial in a one-on-one, I'm fairly confident. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So for you to then say he's the most natural finisher and you're a striker yourself, yeah, that like, oh yeah, we're on to a winner. He's going to play centre forward every time, and then we see him coming in from the right. It's like, don't try. Yeah, he has a very good shot when he's at that angle, or when he's on the right. Yeah, he has a very good shot. But we've seen, if you look at some of Greenwood's goals, he's central. His actual best goals for us, he's in a central position. Even if he starts central and he then drifts to that position, that's fine. But start the kid central, because if you look at that, what was it, the West Ham one where he just
spin like Beyblade, fam. It was like a ballerina.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was
spinning he spun like his dad was a Beyblade and his mom was a ballerina, fam. That's how he's. You know what I mean? It's like, right, I can't see the correlation of having the best natural finisher and he's out wide. If you have someone
again, that comes down to typical, man. This is why I'm so against this guy, because you broke that down there. He's the best natural finisher you say you've seen, but yet you're playing it out wide. And this is why we should play 3-5-2. I've said this time and time again. You don't trust the defense because the defense is not good enough. If you play 3-5-2, you have an extra center back. We don't have a DM you can play by itself. Therefore, if you play 3-5-2, you don't necessarily need a sole DM because you have an extra center back. We have 4 strikers who are all better centrally in the 2. Martial's better in the 2. Cavani's better in the 2. Greenwood's better in the 2. Rashford's better in the 2. Play 3-5-2. All our fullback better as wing backs. Luke Shaw's better as a left-sided centre back. You got Tellers who can play wing back. What's his face? Who's the other one? Williams is better as a wing back. Wan-Bissaka, if you're going more defensive, can play as a wing back. It's like, to me, it just suits. I've said this 3-5-2 is the way forward, but for whatever reason, he chooses not to go that way. It's a matter. It's a matter. But yeah, no worries, Ben. I know you're saying there that you've got a dash.
I've got to go dash. Got to go down to kids. You're going to have so many comments to go through on stuff that I've said. So please don't rinse me. I'm trusting you two to back me up here and not rinse me.
We got you, bro.
We got you. Before you go though, just give out your socials quick. Let the people know where they can find you.
Come and check out All for United if you want to come and check out. But stick it with these guys. These two are doing some fantastic work over here. And Flawless has often come on. JV, you're going to have to come on one night with Flawless so we can get you on together so we can do something fun. But yeah, no, thank you guys. And by the way, anyone who has commented, obviously nothing is ever personal. It's so fun to get such a wide range of debate, and I've been flicking through the comments as well, so I've seen everyone. Just sorry I can't comment on it on the show from what you said, but this is the best thing about opinions. None of us are right and none of us are wrong, and we've all got platforms now to have our say. So shout out to you two for giving everyone in your comments a platform and for going through them, guys. It's tough. It's a tough job doing this content creation stuff, so shout out to you guys for keeping it consistent.
Big up to you.
Peace out, guys. Take it easy. Thank you. Come on, let's get that win on Thursday, right?
All the best.
Take it easy, lads. Take it easy.
Thursday. Yeah, salute to Ben. Please make sure you go to All for United. Just go to YouTube, type in All for United. Like I said, I've been on there before. You will see JV on it there again. Because All for United, like I said, the group chat is like 30 people deep. So it's like they give their platform to a lot of people from all across the world. You get me? A lot of different demographics in that group chat. But we're going to keep it going. We're going to run through these. United Daily said, Flawless, could you make me a mod pal? Yes, I will. I'll go through all these comments. I'll make you a mod. I will definitely. I know you've asked. Don't think that I'm ignoring you. I just mad busy in it. That's all it is. Drew W says big up the ManDem all day. Whereas respect Drew W. Ronan says can't trust Ollie to make good decisions consistently. Facts. This is why he's not good enough. Zanos says, use my. I love the fact that you lot are talking between yourselves. Just gonna keep it going. So you know, you lot got my laptop moving slow in that. Wow, hella comments. I didn't see all these mad. Yo, fam, there's so many comments. We'll just get to all of them. There's so many. I had no idea. You have been going at it, innit? Jesus. We're going to get to more. Please make sure you hit the like button as well, man. Hit the like button on the video and share it across all your socials. Let's get these numbers up. Futsalis is Flawless. You good, man. Big up, guys. Yeah, man. Salute, man. Salute. Tat says, Kane and Son are more consistent than Bruno in world football. Bruno's up there is what I'm saying, innit? Like in terms of
1 second, what's this?
He said
Kane and Son are more consistent than Bruno.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
2 people will be more consistent than 1. Next.
Yo, big up Ahmed in the comments also. I am.
Do you know what it is though as well? I will say people might not know. Love that picture every time. People might not know that Bruno was doing this in Portugal before.
Yeah.
Or you might know that. So whether it's a lesser league or not, he still put up the same numbers. Do you get what I mean? If someone scores 30 goals in the championship, comes to the Premier scores 30, you're serious. Even if you score 30 in the championship, come up to the Premier, you get 15, you're serious. Do you get what I'm saying? Because then that's something you can build on. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, the whole Kane and Son thing, you see what people don't realize about Tottenham, and I've said this for a long time, I'd love to see Harry Kane playing another team where he's not the main man, where he's not the absolute focus of everything. Maybe this season, Son's took a bit off him and it's helped, but it's now to the point where both of them are the focus. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing having. You've got 2 focuses, but if you get to a big team, a proper big team, there's not one man who runs everything. And when I say proper big team, I'm not including United in that at the moment. I'm going off on the back of how we play, not our name. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's one of them.
Yeah, Flawless going through these comments is going to be sick. Yeah, big facts. Shout out my Don GNA TV. Make sure you go subscribe. That's my little bro, Ads and Gem. That's their channel.
Yeah, man. Shout out the man there.
Shout out the ManDem, everyone. See, like Ben said, build up all content creators, and that's why you see us work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? If I rate you, I work with everybody. That's why I do Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Over the Christmas period as well, I will be opening up the phone line. So I'll let you know the Christmas while JV's handling business, let you know what the plan is over the Christmas period. So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. I will be going live on all those 3 days. I will be opening the phone lines also. You know what I'm saying? I don't know which are those 3 days, but I'll be opening up the phone lines. But I'll be going live all those 3 days, definitely. So
there you go. Phone lines open.
Boxing Day, we'll put the StreamYard link out like I did a few weeks ago, and we did that 5-hour and 42-minute live stream and that, which was nuts. So everyone can. I've had people been messaging me and been like, "Yeah, I want to jump on." So like, this is that's now your chance to say your piece. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to know me. We haven't had to speak before, nothing like that. Like, it's open literally to everybody. Anybody is welcome. That's why on the last one we did, I think at one point it was like 8 people on. 5 of them I met that day. You know what I'm saying? 5 of them people who was on there I did not know. Say that again, JV. You're on mute.
No, I said there you go.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we will open up the phone line to that. D'Angelo says Pogba wants to play for United, but the question is, does he really believe in the future of United? Can't blame a player for wanting better for his career, and I don't blame him. That's why I've said this from when it came out. I said if he wants to leave, even though it would upset me, I understand. One thing Raiola said to me that made sense is when he said Pogba would like a more creative freedom, like the one Bruno has. Yes. That makes perfect sense. Because
do you know what it is as well?
Go on.
People miss the point, or maybe they don't want to see it. But he's given us his best years. And I mean, I'm not saying his best playing years, but the best years of his life as a player, he has probably spent at Manchester United. He will leave us like what, 28, maybe? I was about 27 now.
Yeah, 28. Yeah. Just want to big up to cut you off. Big up that United family. I don't know if that's Emma or if that's Carl. Let us know which one of you, or Emma's sister. Let us know which one of you that is in it. But salute to that United family. Please make sure you go subscribe to them also. Go on, fam. Continue. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. What was I saying?
About Pogba giving us his best years.
Yes, it's literally he's going to leave us. Yes, thank you for that, bro. I would not have remembered that.
That's why I learned
like by the time he leaves us, he'll be 28, 29. He's only going to do, if he goes somewhere else, he'll only have enough time to do a cameo. You know, like 2-3 seasons. You know, just to show man, this is what I had in the tank. You know what I'm saying? So in the same time period he's been at United, he's lost what did they lose? They lost the Euros, so he's got to a Euro final. Do you get what I mean? People forget that was against. No, he lost that. What's the one that Portugal won when Eder scored that?
Euros. It was Euros. Was he in that team?
Yeah, see. Yeah, that's them, bro.
You know what, fam? My memory's terrible. Was that not like 2012? Was it? That was 2012, wasn't it?
Bro, he's been there. He's been there.
Wait, was it 20? No, it was 2016. Hold up, one second.
No, I think it was 2016. Yeah, it's 2016. 2016. So he's been there. That's what I'm trying to say. He's been there, bro. In the time he's been at United, he's lost a Euro final and he's won a World Cup with his other team, you know, with his national team. So you can't tell me he's not capable in a good team. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me United isn't the problem. Everything's on Pogba. It's not. You don't go and win World Cups then, innit? You don't get into, check this, you don't get into the most heavily stacked squad, in the world internationally with like France could put out like 8 first teams and still brush a lot of teams with them 8 teams, bro. Like, let's not get it twisted.
Facts, yeah.
Ridiculous. If he wasn't that good, France would have a ready-made replacement like that. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of players who could play over him. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm trying to say. People have to realize it's not all him. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you can't say, like, all these people will tell you United have been terrible in that time, whether they're Ollie in or Ollie out. Man will tell you during Pogba's time at United have been terrible. But then they will be like, but Pogba, it's like, no, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
They both correlate.
Yeah. People say love the badge over the player, but they don't hold the same standard when it comes to love for the manager, though. And with Flawless, I want to be wrong about Ollie 100%. Here's my personal thing with that is what I would say. Do I love the badge 1000%? I love every player when they are playing for Manchester United. It doesn't matter if I rate them or not. I want them to be the best they can possibly be. I want them all to be 10 out of 10s. But once that 90 minutes is finished, I'm going to give my opinion on it. There's many players, not many players, there's some players in Manchester United's team I don't rate. There's players who I don't believe are good enough. Again, with the manager, I support, for the first minute to the 90th minute, I support Ollie. And when he gets it right, I love it. There's certain times he's made changes and he's got it right. You know what I'm saying? When you beat Leipzig 5-0, got it right. 2-1 away to PSG, got it right. 4-1 away to Newcastle, got it right. You know what I'm saying? The changes he made at West Ham, whether they enforced or not, he got them decisions right. So I'm gonna give him his flowers and give him credit. But when he gets it catastrophic, when he gets it wrong, like he did against PSG, for instance, at home with the Fred situation, the Leipzig game, not going to attack once you're 2-0 down, knowing you only need a draw, I'm gonna criticize you. So I'm not gonna back people blindly outside of that first to 90 minutes. First to the 90 minutes, what it is? I'm gonna back you blindly. Blindly. Go on.
That's what you see. What it is with Ollie. His decision making is the perfect embodiment of United post Fergie. It is literally like 5 steps forward, 25 back. Do you get what I'm saying? Like we do something good, and then it's like you destroy the good. What you've done, you actually destroy and like wipe from memory. Like, you know what I mean? It's like those that PSG win, that Leipzig. So like, let me put it like this: that PSG win and that Leipzig win now mean absolutely nothing for the rest of the season. There's no momentum to be built from that. Those should be momentum builders. Do you get what I'm saying? And then they were both quite close to each other as well. That should have been like, you know what I mean? So he's as much as good as Ollie does. The saddest thing about it is when he actually goes, if he goes anytime soon and he doesn't turn everything around, I'm saying the memories of him will be good, but they will be tainted. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
They'll be like, oh, remember that Leipzig game? But it's like, yeah, but you went out though. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's kind of like you touching it on Kane a lot, where you're like, yeah, Kane scores all these goals, but what did you win?
Yes, the meaningless
thing. Yeah, you touch on it like that. It's great for you individually, as an individual.
Yeah,
Harry Kane is a striker individual, and I rate Harry Kane very highly. But it's like, at the end of the day, football's a team game. What did your team win? That's how I'm looking at things.
Do you know how thick it is? Yeah, them type of man there will have a youth, and see when the youth gets old, you're like, oh yeah, I was seeing something about you on telly today, Daddy. Oh, you said you scored 100 Premier League goals. How many times did you win the Premier League, Daddy? Then, because you scored all them goals. This is how a kid will think. Do you know what I'm saying? And he'll be like, go get some pizza in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Man has to just deflect thing one time because a lot of his goals were meaningless, and that's not anything on him. No. Yeah, it's not criticism because he's an excellent player, but it's similar to Pogba, where it's like you have all of this, but during your time at United, you only garnered those 2 trophies. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, he was in Italy, and you know what I mean. It was bravissimo every week for you. You know what I'm saying? But you've come to United and it's not the same. But then fair enough, he could then point out, all right, then at that same time, look what I did with France. Do you get what I mean? So that's where I'll put it to you like this: if he doesn't win that World Cup with France and he doesn't play how he plays with France, and he has these similar United performances with France, then I would agree with a lot of fans. A lot of people have hate for him. I actually would, but I can't.
I think that's why I look at him. I look at this player and I'm like, he's been a success everywhere by being here. So we're the problem. That's how I look at it. This guy's been a success everywhere else he's been, by being here. So he gets here, and all of a sudden he's the problem. Yeah, he's been successful everywhere else. People can say what they want. His career has literally been Pirlo's without the Champions League. Pirlo won Scudettles, won Champions Leagues, and well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Pirlo won Scudettles, World Cups, and Champions Leagues. The only thing that Pogba
and what is it? Copper. What's that thing there?
Yeah, Coppa
Italian FA Cup, innit?
Yeah. Coppa Italia's, which Pogba's also won. You know what I'm saying? So people could say, it's the Italian league, it's this and that. So all of a sudden it doesn't matter. But when Pirlo does it, he's one of the best midfielders of our generation. It's different. Only difference is it's the champion. Pogba wins the champion. I put it this way: if he retired today, he's had a successful career because he's won trophies. It's about your winners' medals. He's won trophies. Simple as that. International level, he's won trophies. Club level, he's won trophies. He's played in finals also. United haven't even won a trophy in a long time, and people are saying title challenge. Where's the process? Where's the plan? I don't think people are saying title challenge, D'Angelo. I've not heard any United fans say title challenge apart from ads. He's the only one I've seen say that. He's the one person. What people are saying is we're in the race, and currently we are. If you're 5 points off top in December with a game in hand, I'm not saying United are going to win the league. I'm saying, are we in the race currently? Yes, the same way Arsenal are in a relegation battle.
Check this out. We're actually in a better position than the team above us because we've got the game in hand. Maybe I've not even clocked the points total, but that game in hand might take us above the team who are two places above.
It takes us third, I think. I think it takes us third.
Hey, all right. I'm telling you right now, bro. If we finish 2020, the year of the fuckeries, in third, yeah, then it's on, bro. Because like literally, those players, you know what it's gonna come down to.
Go.
If we are to do anything notable this season, it's got to be on the players. Some of these players, I think Bruno does this a bit already. They've kind of got to go look over there and hear all his instruction and go, yeah, boss. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
you know,
just gonna do this and that. Yeah.
And get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You kind of got to pull your hands out your pockets and get it done yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got to do it off your own back. That's one thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I think Pogba, you know what it is? I think Pogba seeing Bruno's doing that has maybe even brought that a bit out of Pogba. You know, where he's like, okay, yeah, I'll just do this. You know what I'm saying?
They're looking around and like, wow, we have talent in the squad. All right, let's go for
it.
You know
I think that's what if you finish in third, that's what got to be their mentality.
Yeah, because Tatstino here says United isn't in a title race with the manager, if that makes sense. I get what you're saying there. What I'm taking from what you're saying is you don't believe Manchester United can win the title with this manager, and I agree with that. But are we currently in a title race? Yes. Again, don't get it mistaken what I'm saying, people. Let me make this perfectly clear. Do I believe United will win a league title? No, because I don't believe the manager is good enough this season. But are we currently in a title race? Points total-wise, yes. The same way if we look at Arsenal, are they currently in a relegation battle? Yes. We're as close to the top as Arsenal are as close to the bottom. We're 5 points off top. Arsenal are 5 points off relegation. So if they're in a relegation battle, which they are, we're definitely in the title race.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Will Arsenal get relegated? I don't think they will, even though when we went through the fixtures and from a third eye view, they are in trouble. But do I believe they'll get out of it? Yes. It's techie because I believe there is 3 teams worse than them in the league, but that's a whole nother conversation. The same way do I believe United will win the league? No, because I believe there's better teams with better managers than us that will finish above us. But we'll see how things pan out. You never know. Ronan says his Pogba a 6 or an 8. He's an 8 or a 10. Clearly,
he's never been a 6.
He's never been a 6. Never in life has he been a 6. You know what I'm saying?
If he was a 6, he would actually be the most talented 6.
Wait, one sec. He says game in hand FC. That game is in March. Tired of hearing about it, but it matters though. You're just tired of hearing about it because they don't fit your narrative. It still matters.
Here's the thing, right? That makes no.
I swear it's on Thursday.
But yeah, I'm sure it is. But even let's be devil's advocate and let's Tats dog is right. Yeah, with his back on the wall. Your back's going to be on the wall after this. Yeah. If the game was in March, towards the end of the season, that would be in our favor, bro. What are you on about?
Yeah, if we had a game towards that, if we had a game where we're like, all right, we've got this game in hand. Yes, it is, isn't it?
What, a game in hand 2 months before the season finishes. So you'd have a game in hand in like your last 10 or so games. I think that works in our favor, mate.
Yeah, I think he's just not a fan of volley, which I understand because neither am I. But I'm not just going to be negative like that about it, like tired of hearing about, because that's not our fault. That's something outside of our control. that the fact that United have a game in hand, that's not our fault. Jeffrey says we have to play 2 DMs because our CBs lack range. Well, one of the CBs was picked by our manager, and we don't have to play 2 DMs if you play on the front foot.
Actually, I've got an excellent point. I've got an excellent point about our CBs. Where's the Maguire? Burn all the Ollie outs. Where's the Maguire fridge gang? Mr. Fridge was ice cold on our last match, bro.
You know what it is? Because he played well, it's going to be Maguire didn't play well. City played badly. That's what it is. But
it was Jesus, it went Aguero.
But it's like if he would have got spanned by Jesus, all the jokes come out. This is what happens in it. This is why you have to keep it fair. Offensively against City with Manchester United, good, absolutely not. Defensively, were we on point? Yes, and Maguire was a part of that. So give Maguire his credit.
And if you watch it as well, Lindelof would swear to you, go watch this match back. Lindelof was doing his hiding again. You know, coming to this guy, you know. You United defensive coaches, tell my man to stop hiding, bro. My man just hides, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? D'Angelo here says United can play 2 8s. I agree with that, but there's no need to disrespect the ability and career of a generational player in Pogba in order to build up man like Bruno. Guy won trophies, what's Bruno won really? Player of the month. That's against what Ben was saying. Ben's not discrediting Pogba. He said verbatim, I believe if Pogba's consistent, he's a better player or could be a better player than Bruno. So Ben's not disrespecting him. He's just talking about consistency is key for him. And I get that. But obviously, there's other factors involved in that. So that's what he's saying. He's not disrespecting either of them. You heard him say he wants them both to play well. Because if they then both play well, that increases Manchester United's chances of winning matches and of winning trophies. Exactly. I agree with this, Ronan, when he says, feels like we're playing out to our weaknesses rather than to our strengths. Because our strength's in attack. Go on attack. Chronic says, big up to you lot. Keep it up, bro. Facts. All for United. Make sure you go subscribe to All for United. Yeah, that's Benny says, fire shout out to all these comments. Love the debate, man. I'm gonna keep that comment up for a minute. Make sure you go to All for United and subscribe and follow them across all socials. Therefore, Sentiment FC says keep pushing up the likes, get us to 40. Please let us know how many likes we're on. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we've passed 40 likes. I get it to 50 before the show's out. Let us know.
Check this comment here 1 second.
Yeah, go on. Go click on it, fam.
That one there. You get me? And I think that's right, you know. That's very true.
Yes.
You know what it is? It's because he goes back there and he might make 1 or 2 mistakes, but he keeps it tidy. You know what I mean? And he starts things. But if you went there and he was terrible 3 games in a row, you just won't play him there, would you? And that's it's like who was it who always used to say it was their detriment? It was John O'Shea. I always used to think, for me, when I used to see John O'Shea play, I used to think, this guy is heavy at left back, you know. I used to rate John O'Shea as a left back. But you know, when we get to them big games, you know you got John O'Shea at centre mid, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He did a job in central midfield.
He did a job. But that's the thing, he did a job. He's not the same caliber. You know what I'm saying? Even like a Phil Neville as well. These are players who, because they can play in certain positions, they never really anchor one down. Do you get what I'm saying? They only seem to anchor one down when it gets like late in the career, where the legs are gone. Like, right, okay, maybe you have to play this one now. But I think that is what did certain players, not just those 2 players, because they're big back players, they're not as good as Pogba, but there's other players in the past who have had that problem. You know what I mean? Like you're not able. Like at one point, I thought Mourinho was going to do that with Rashford a bit, and Rashford clawed it back a bit, where it's like you just start throwing them everywhere. Rooney's the prime. I think if Rooney isn't able to play so many positions so well, he probably concentrates more on being a centre forward, or maybe drop back into a number 10 every now and again. But because he could play left, right, 10, striker, then it's like now, like he might be manager now, but when you see Rooney was playing just before, he's like defensive mid. And it's like, that's because you were so good that Rooney's one of them. He could give you even if he's playing centre mid or defensive mid, he's giving you like an 8, a 7. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're going to play him there next week when you could probably play him up front and get a 9 out of him. You get what I'm saying? So, and that's what I think Pogba suffers from.
Yeah, he does. Jeffrey here.
Yo, is he froze? Yo. Yaga. Yeah, I think he's froze, people. Yeah, no, Jeffrey was just saying, Just want to say that I want us to play 2-8s. Just saying why I think Ollie plays 2 DMs instead. He's scared to put Maguire on an island, but I think we should be attacking more. You see what it is with him doing that? I don't think that. I think you maybe. It's not that he doesn't want to put Maguire on an island. If you watch United a lot, you see that Maguire is the one who commits. So maybe it's not that he puts Maguire on an island. Maguire does get often isolated because he commits, which isn't a bad thing in your centre-back. It's if your other centre-back with him isn't on the same page, which Lindelof never seems to be. Because, you know, one thing I'll tell you, when you see Maguire when he's playing with Bailly, Maguire doesn't commit first. Bailly always commits first.
Yeah, because it's all about partnerships. So when people say Maguire left on the island, the thing we all know Maguire lacks is pace. So the smart thing to do is to put pace next to him. With Rio and Vidic, the reason why Rio and Vidic work so well is because Rio wasn't great in the air. Vidic was great in the air. He was the aggressive one, whereas Rio was the better footballer and quicker than Vidic. That's why their partnership. If we would have had 2 Vidics, we wouldn't have had the same success. If we would have had 2 Rios, we wouldn't have the same success. This show would not have the same success if me and JV were very similar. It doesn't work. The reason why it works is because we're different. The reason why From a Third Eye View works is because Stroh is also different. If you have too much of the same, it's not going to work. That's the reason why Saeed, Aaron, and Nuruddin, I use those 3 as an example. Straight Jacket podcast popped off because those 3 are all very talented, 1, and 2, they all are different. And that's why it works. You couldn't have 3 Saeeds, you couldn't have 3 Nuruddins, you couldn't have 3 Aarons because it'd just be too much of the same. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. And then this is why, so you see the point where this is why, and this has just come to me right now, and I've realized why Maguire commits so much. Because he doesn't have the pace. So the smart thing to do, instead of getting stuck in a foot race, is I confront you in it.
Yes.
And now I actually look at that. I've just worked that out from a comment. I don't watch this guy train every day. If I watched him train every day, I'd see it. Do you get what I'm saying? So how that's not been seen by Ollie and his resulting coaching staff who follow him, that's a very bad thing, because then for me, it makes sense that you should never play Lindelof and Maguire again together. Never. I can see why it doesn't work.
Because partnership don't work. They're too similar.
Yeah, Tuanzebe or Bailly would be the perfect foil because of the pace factor. So then imagine if Maguire goes to confront, he commits, and the player gets past him, but he's not got past him clean. He's not done him. He's just got past him off balance. One of them just cleans up with the pace. Yes. Do you get what I'm saying? But when Maguire's in that committing, and you got Lindelof, who was like, you know what? What's my man saying in the crowd? You get what I'm saying? Then these players got through on goal, and then Maguire gets the blame. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes. So this is where you have to start blaming a lot of things, what's going wrong with certain players, on coaching staff. Why was Maguire not exposed as much in a worse team at Leicester? That's not the Leicester team. Why is he not exposed as much? Because someone spotted that, you get what I'm saying, and probably done something. Check, he's got Wes Morgan next to him, who was quite slow.
That's a valid point, that.
But then who's he always had? Who's he had in front of him? Ndidi.
Yes. Someone to help. You know what I'm saying? A system to help to mask your weaknesses. That's what football is. It masks your weaknesses. When I'm playing football at a level I'm playing at, I play holding midfielder. So if I'm playing in a 2 or in a 3, my manager knows what my weaknesses are. So he's not going to play someone who's similar to me next to me. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not aggressive. I'm not really combative like that. So he'll play someone who's aggressive and combative next to me. That's the common sense thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Same way, I'm the perfect foil for someone who's aggressive or combative because I'm a bit more calm and composed. That's literally it. To everyone who's asking about being mods, yes, I will make all the regulars mods. The issue is that when I'm watching the show back, the comments only go to a certain point. So I will watch the show back, and if I see your comment pop up, I will make you a mod. United Daily and Chronic Ballo, you two have asked, so I will look for you to get you on. Please make sure you subscribe to All for United. Chronic Ballo also says, tell me why I saw you rapping some sick bars. Appreciate that, number 1. 2, I think a couple of my old videos are doing the rounds because you're like the third or fourth person who said that.
Coming up, innit?
It keeps coming up. So a couple of my videos from years ago.
I think it's that same video though, you know. It's that
same. That Saeed put up when I'm in the grey.
Yeah, but you just freestyling.
Yeah.
That one, because someone else said that to me, and I was like, I was like, yo, is someone posted this or what?
I don't know why it's come up on YouTube or something, but yes, I will be making music again in 2021. People in it, like that is the plan. Like without,
yeah, I will be. I'm making a comeback, but
see that JV is making.
now though, still, yeah, gonna have to bounce. Yeah.
All right, no stress, fam. Handle business. You get me? Make sure you follow JV across all platforms. We will be back on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? 5 p.m.
Yes.
ManDem United. Probably maybe another nice special guest for you. Maybe not. We'll let you know on the day. You will find out. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, people. Yeah.
You will find out.
Right.
All right.
Love
Salute
peace,
JV. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Bless.
I will stay with you people for the next 5 minutes or so. So let me know. Get them likes up, because if I remember correctly, we were just under, when I looked, it was 34 likes when I looked. So get us to 40 likes. Mods, let us know how many likes we're on, please. Get us to 40 likes, please. Worldwide Reds says, my point flawless is a lot of these Ollie fans can't see that their love for Ollie supersedes their love for the club, because Ollie is not the best option. I got heat for saying that on some channels. It's facts. I agree with that. People are letting their emotions cloud their logic. I love Ollie as a footballer. As a player for Manchester United, he's solidified. You get me? Legend, solidified. Can't ever be taken away from him. But as a manager, I don't believe he's good enough. So Worldwide Reds, I fully agree with you on what you're saying there. 1000%. Gonna get some more. Let me know, because I will be leaving the show in about 5 minutes or so. That's what it is. Bear with me. Thank you. See, even my little bro liked and subscribed to the video, so you lot follow suit as well. But I'm literally about to dip, so get your last questions in. Why God said fans wanted Pogba to do a Grealish and drag a team of lesser players to glory. Our squad's a lot stronger now, so Bruno can flourish. And I agree with that. Yeah, see, Johnny Evans was next. Yeah, it was Johnny Evans that was next to him. That's what I'm saying in that. Johnny Evans and that. JV, give me a thumbs up if you're coming back or something. Or you just handling business. JV is still backstage, but yes, I'm going to close out the show. But first and foremost, Sentiment FC says, big up JV is the special guest. Yeah, no, because it's ManDem United. We only have United fans on here because it's the Manchester United show. But big up Man City. You'll catch her on Gardam City podcast on Saturdays at 11:30. You'll also catch her on the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Also Agenda FC, she's been on also. So you catch her on all channels over here. Please make sure, big up to Ben for jumping on, and please make sure you subscribe to All for United. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button for Sarcasm City TV. Road to 2K. We're almost closing in on monetization, so we're almost there with monetization. We'll be back tomorrow 8:30, the Music Minded podcast on Wednesday. Then Thursday you will get the ManDem United podcast. Friday 7 p.m. you'll get Agenda FC. Saturday 11:30, that's my little bro with his big face. Saturday you get 11:30, you'll get Gardam City podcast. Sunday you'll get the Sarcasm City podcast at 7. That's a non-footballing podcast. If you're easily offended that podcast is not for you, then 8:30 you'll get the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. There'll be a few other shows probably added in during this week, but they're the shows during this week. You'll probably get a preview and recap of Canelo versus Liam Smith, also the Talk About It Network special. And then, like I said, Christmas period. So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, all 3 of those days you will get Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, and I will be opening up the phone lines. I don't know on which one of those days, but we will be opening up the phone lines so you can jump on, and that's open to everybody. Anyone who's watched the 5 hour and 42-minute Sarcasm City Sports Q&A from a few weeks ago, I did. It's just open to everyone. Big up LFC Sonny. Get your last question before I close out the show, people. Any more questions you have, get them in, and we will continue. Don't know. Yes, hit the like button, like Sentiment FC says. Big up JV. Like I said, big up Ben being a special guest. And I will reach out to a couple of people you lot have mentioned you want to see on the show. I have reached out to, so I will reach out to them to get them on the show. And we're going to stay busy over the Christmas period. Just want to say love to everybody who's supporting. Thank you. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on Sarcasm City TV. Thank you.